2.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to moebigblue. So this is the final look back at last week's game against the Dallas Cowboys. That was an overtime, instant, early season classic thriller. The road is not easy coming up as we look ahead. Let's go.
From the Dallas 48, Wilson protected, heaving one, wants Neighbors, Malik Neighbors, touchdown Giants!
Okay, so we start off the season 0-2. Last week was a tough game. Both games were definitely within reach of us turning into W's. We only ran the ball 21 times for 84 yards. Now, we have to run the football. Russell Wilson throwing for over 400 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Showed a great game last game up until the very, very end there. I think now with a new starting tackle with Marcus Bowe coming at left tackle, you take out James Hudson, especially after last week's fiasco on the field. I don't know what that was. Got to get more carries out of our run game. We can't rely on Russell Wilson to throw for 450 yards every single game. Now, Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, you guys played tremendous. Malik Neighbors with a couple of unbelievable grabs, especially at the end there with the moon ball with 25 seconds left to go. And the offensive line looked like it took a turn once Marcus Bowe stepped in at left tackle. Defensively, Kayvon Thibodeau comes away with another sack. Brian Burns comes away with another sack. I think that's now 3 on the year for him. And Elijah Garcia comes away with the sack. Abdul Carter. This was probably one of Abdul Carter's most influential games. Unfortunately, that influence didn't result into actual sacks on paper. However, his hurries, he was around the quarterback, he was in the backfield. I think he's still trying to get his legs underneath him for the NFL. It does take time. This is a different league. This is not college. All right, so in the first quarter, we came out very aggressive. We're throwing the ball down the field. We're getting dump balls. We're getting good digs. Nice play here to Tyrone Tracy with a short dump off over the middle. And then we came back again with a nice dig route here to Theo Johnson. So Russ was in rhythm pretty much for the most of the game at the start. You can just tell he was just comfortable. Here's a nice deep ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. Unfortunately, even with this catch, he gets down to the 1 here, but the play comes back because of number 55. You just can't do this in the NFL. They will not allow it. Roger Goodell has shown again. So now we settle for a field goal, and it's 3-0. Right? So Dallas's first drive, we hold on the first drive with a stop. Second drive, we come out very aggressive again, and outs Patterson scat. Excellent angle pass there to Malik Neighbors, and another quick out route to Neighbors. And then on the third down, we try to get the ball over the middle of Wan'Dale, which is a little bit of a tight squeeze throw. Unfortunately, he can't handle it. We settle for another field goal. It's another 6-0. Dak drops back. We get good pressure there. And we hold on their first drive. We'll serve on our third drive. And then CeeDee Lamb, who was quiet mostly in the first half, CeeDee Lamb gets an opportunity here with a long drag route across the middle. And then again, we can't stop the run. Nice gain there for 10 yards. This play we got to come up with, man. We got Tyler Newman, who was supposed to be a ball hog in college in Minnesota. Paulson Adebo does the tip drill. Got to make that play. We need turnovers. Nice play to get the sack there. Kayvon Thibodeau, so we force a field goal. That's the win for the defense, 6-3. Now we're back on offense again. And then we're right back at it. Russell was in rhythm all game here. Nice quick toss to Wan'Dale. And then the touchdown pass to Neighbors in the seam. Pushed it up to 13-3. And then Dak answered. He had to figure at some point the Cowboys would respond, and they absolutely did. Nice swing out there to Turpin. This was good coverage here by Flott. I think both the receiver and the cornerback were fighting for a spot there. And then we get this play on 3rd and 9. We get the personal foul called. I think there was about 4 penalties on this play, but personal foul gave them the first down. And then 2 plays later, Cavante Turpin scores touchdown. So it was 13-10 at the half. At the half, it was very encouraging to see our offense put points on the board. To be honest with you, 13 points in the first half, we usually get that in 4 quarters. So to see that in the first half definitely gave us some encouragement for the second half. We gave up a touchdown late in the second quarter. You felt the momentum starting to swing towards Dallas towards the end there at the first half. So we started the 3rd quarter. They come out and they stop us on our opening drive. Dallas actually got the ball first in that second half. And Drew Phillips comes away with a nice pick here, getting across the ball. So on this drive after the turnover, it's 3rd and 5. We go for it. We get this first down here. And then as we get closer, it's now 3rd and short. We don't get it. So then we go for it on 4th down. Now, I'm not against going for it on 4th down with Dabes. I love his aggression. I'm all for it. I definitely support it. The only reason I bring this up is because this is after a turnover. You want to win the turnover ratio battle regardless. I get the idea here as far as going for 6 because you know Dallas's offense is going to put points on the board. Gives Dallas even more momentum here. They come out on this drive, and then we give up 2 gash runs on this drive, and then next thing you know, Javonte Williams breaks one for 30 yards. Then we come right back with our offense. Darius Slayton with his first catch of the season for a 50-yarder. But then Russell can't get it in the end zone, and then we settle for 3. That made it 16-17. And then the Cowboys came right back and responded on their drive. That led into the 4th quarter. Now, this was one of the craziest 4th quarters I've seen in a long time. This 4th quarter scored 41 points and had 4 lead changes. Crazy. Dak escapes there. As you can see, we do get the pressure. Defense wins that battle. They go up 20-16. Russ finds neighbors here. And then a nice little wrinkle here by the coaching staff, bringing in Jackson Dart to run the RPO read here. He gives it to actually Scat. Scat does a good job finding the hole in the middle. And almost scores. There's a little bully run there. Stopped just short of the goal line. But he does finish it off in the next play. And that made it 23-20. So 23-20 with 12 minutes left to play. You figure we have the lead. You figure we have momentum. You see Dallas's offense is on fire right now. So all we need is a stop, right? Our defense, we need a stop. That comes out. CeeDee Lamb gets 1. CeeDee Lamb gets 2. Then the pass to Pickens. And then the run straight ahead by Miles. And just like that, with 6 minutes left to play, it is 23-27. Russ comes right back though, gets it to Cam. Gets it to Theo. And then hits the seam bomb again, being Trayvon Diggs. And that made it 30-27 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left in regulation. And our team could not stop. That comes right back. That was a great catch there. See Lamb with another great catch on the sideline. And then we get gashed again for another 10-yard run. Hurdles Tyler Newland. And that's the touchdown pass that Jordan Pickens grabbed. So now the score is 34-30. This is our last drive. 52 seconds left to play. At this point, you have to figure, we scored, the game's over. We scored, the game is over. And then Russ just tries one to Malik Neighbors, and Malik Neighbors does an incredible over-the-shoulder catch for the touchdown. That is 37-34 with 25 seconds left to play on the clock. 25 seconds. Shane Bowen decides to run a quarters cover 4. We got guys, the corners are 10 yards away. The safeties are 25 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Their kicker only needs to get to the 50, y'all. Dak finds Ferguson right over the middle, right next to Bobby Okereke. And look where the ball is, y'all. Right at the 50-yard line. We gave up 20 yards. We gave up 20 yards on one play. So now it's 37-37 in overtime. Now the new overtime rules is that each team does get an opportunity. If one scores a touchdown, it doesn't necessarily mean the game is over. The other team now does get an opportunity to respond. If they do not respond, then of course the game is over. If no team scores in their first drives, then its next score wins. It turns into sudden death. It just gave everybody a chance, I guess. But defense plays well. Dallas moves the ball just a little bit, but then a great play by Drew Phillips there. Tolbert drops the pass, but good coverage there by Drew Phillips. So we come out in our drive. This drive should have been the drive that would win us the game. Unfortunately, we had a great start, and then the ball just slips. Turns us into 3rd and 17. Kind of an incredible situation here. Rush just throws it up, and then we lose the momentum. I thought Dallas here was even going to score, but then our rush defense and a flag, thanks to a flag, and our defense held. Now we get the ball back again. We try a screen pass that didn't go anywhere. So then we try again to go deep. It must have been a misread or a missignal because the ball goes one way and Neighbors goes the other. And then after that interception, all the momentum went to Dallas's way. So that ended the game, essentially, 40-37. My flag on your play goes to? My flag on your play goes to the Giants defense versus the Dallas offense. We gave up 40 points. We were winning with 25 seconds left. That can't happen. My second flag on the play. Shane Bowen. Shane, it's been 2 weeks, bro. I don't know what you're looking at, but we're getting torched out there, bro. Shane, you did a great job in week 1. In week 2, I don't know what happened in that fourth quarter. I guess it really just was one of those games. One of those games. It just turned into one of those games where it's just nobody can stop nobody. But Shane Bowen, you are definitely on the seat, bro. And my last and least flag on your play, James Hudson, number 55. We had about 200 yards and penalties. About 150 of them came from one player. I'm not gonna rip him because the rest of the world is. I'm not gonna rip him. I'm not gonna do it. You need you, bro. James Hudson. These guys played like giants. Russell Wilson, for obvious reasons, 450 yards, 3 touchdown passes, definitely silenced the critics for his play. Marcus Bowe for stepping in as a rookie and playing left tackle, handling the defensive pass rush from the Cowboys. Malik Neighbors with 9 grabs, 167 yards, and 2 touchdown scores. And Wan'Dale Robinson with 140 yards of his own and also a touchdown. So great job by this collection of group. I'm hoping to see this continues for the rest of the season moving forward.
Guys left it all out on the field, and it's a tough result.
Why did it impacted the game?
Yeah, we had a number of them. Some physical penalties, some, offsides, if you will. Far too many. I want the guys to play physical this game.
0-2 within the division after the first 2 weeks. How do you compartmentalize that?
Just figure out what we can get better on. I mean, it's a long season, like I said. We got a lot of more games to go. Just 2 games in, we can still turn this thing around. We got more games to play. Yeah, I mean, we can take good things we learned from this game, take the bad, try to switch it up. We have 200 yards of penalties. I mean, we can't do that. We kind of beat ourselves with that. We had a lot of our first job coming out on the offense. We had 8 penalties to start the game off. So we don't got those 8 penalties. We got explosive plays. We in the red zone trying to get points. So that kind of really affected us early on in the game.
We just got to stay together, all storm ahead, and just continue breaking down the film and seeing we get better at it.
Because if you watch the game, you saw what happened, and that's just how it goes.
What did Dave say about the penalties extra for you guys?
You can't have them. You can't have them.
Dex, how do you keep a loss like this that it seems to be as gut-wrenching as you guys say it is? How do you keep it from lingering?
You gotta know what your next opportunity is, and our next opportunity is Sunday night at home, and the goal is to win our first game of the season at home. Nothing would be better.